You pancake makers think pancakes are all alike, right?
Right.
Wrong. Watch these two different mixes. See, one puffs up so light, it's nearly 50% higher.
Oh!
That's Duncan Hines buttermilk pancake mix. Watch again. Duncan Hines pancakes puff up so light, they're nearly 50% higher than the leading mix.
Oh!
Try them. That special lightness makes them yummier.
Yeah.
Duncan Hines pancakes.
Look, we've just checked the linen housekeeping delivery, and we're 24 bed sheets short. No, the pillowcases are all right, and the towels are okay. It's just the bed sheets. Well, I appreciate that, but we all have our vacation problems. No, but tomorrow will be fine. Otherwise, there will be some patients who will have vacations from bed sheets, and I doubt if they'll appreciate that. Okay, thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
Great. Arguing about bed sheets, I'm down there hung by my thumbs.
Oh, I was just starting down to rescue Nick.
You promised to rescue me in 10 minutes. It's been almost 20.
Well, neither of us should talk like this. She's really a darling little old lady.
I know she is. That's why I wanted you to officially interrupt me instead of walking away from her while she was still talking to me.
Well, how did you make your getaway?
She got a phone call from a friend, picked up without even drawing a breath. She didn't even know I was gone. But next time I come before bed sheets, okay?
Oh, all right, Doctor. In fact, I'll make a note on it. Dear Nick comes first, followed closely by 24 bed sheets.
May I get on that list somewhere? I'd like to charge for 423, please.
Of course, that even comes first.
Sorry to break in out of turn, dear Nick.
Don't worry about it, dear Len. She was only kidding. But one of these days she won't be.
That's the spirit. Stay in there and pitch.
Oh, I will. And I don't need or want any coaching from you.
No. I wouldn't presume to volunteer. I was sent down to the minors.
You weren't sent. That was your choice. You're a dropout.
There you are, Doctor.
Thank you. Incidentally, Nick, we'll start in the lab at 7 o'clock tonight. On the button.
Will we?
Well, I will. I'd appreciate it if you'd join me. We have that paper due next week, and we still haven't licked that phase experiment.
No, that's more like it. Or less like it.
Less like what?
A Marine sergeant.
Did I sound like that? I didn't mean to. I honestly didn't. I guess I don't know.
It's too easy to say he was asking for it with you. Nobody asked for what he's going through. Suddenly everything just boomeranged on him.
I feel sorry for him too, Nick. But I've felt sorry before. I'd turn away from him and then turn back. Look, it wouldn't be a marriage. It would be a psychological experiment. I'm not a guinea pig. I'm not a walking, talking test tube. I'm a woman. Life's too short.
You know, life is too short. But it can seem long when you go it alone, which is what we're both doing at the moment. I wish we weren't. Why don't we try a little experiment? Not psychological. No guinea pigs, human beings, side by side. And maybe if things work out, even hand in hand.
Nick.
Or at least together in a car bombing over to Somerville. Johnny Russo said I could borrow his car again tonight. He turned me down last night. Or we could walk over and feed those ducks. I like ducks. You like ducks? I'd like anything you like. Mostly being with you.
Nick, what am I supposed to say?
If you're in doubt, don't say no. Don't say anything. It won't hurt you, and it'll keep me alive for a while, okay?
Okay. Hal! Oh, Grant, for heaven's sakes, what
Oh, filled her dog book for Billy Young. Oh, listen, he's asleep right now. Could someone take them in for me later?
Sure. Oh, great, Emily.
I think you're too late. I was talking to him this morning, and he had all but decided on a sheepdog.
Oh, sure. And yesterday it was a Norwegian elk hound, and on Wednesday it was a beagle. I just keep bringing him choices.
Well, I've got a dime that says it's a sheepdog.
You're on, and I bet he gets back to the beagle.
Well, he talked to me about an elk hound. He likes the way the tail curls up.
All right, we have a 30-cent pot, and you're so pretty you can hold the money.
Oh, thank you.
And, here's my dime on the elk hound. Emily, what are you going to be betting on?
Nick. I don't see how you can resist him, Patty.
Emily, don't you worry about me. Think about you.
Was Nick? No, he's graduated to you already.
Well, then somebody else. You've got a great deal to offer some man.
I know, but we were talking about Nick Hunter.
You were, I wasn't.
You know, in a way, he reminds me of that sheepdog that he's betting on. He's big, good-natured, easy to get along with. He's cheerful and friendly. And, well, no, first this way and then that, like Len Whiting. A girl couldn't miss with Nick, Patty. I should think you could see that.
I see that, and I agree with you. Nick is a darling.
He thinks you are. His mind is filled with nothing but thoughts of you. So what's to prevent?
I'm just not in love with him, Emily. That's to prevent.
Yeah. And I'm the opposite side of the coin. I love him, love him, love him. And where does it get me? I'm his friend. His little puppy dog friend. See you.
Name the stain. Oxidol.
Washes whiter, bleaches whiter.
Oxidol has its own bleach. Name the dirt. Oxidol.
Washes whiter, bleaches whiter.
Oxidol has its own bleach. Name the toughest problem a detergent can handle. Oxidol.
Washes whiter, bleaches whiter.
Oxidol has its own bleach. The new Oxidol. Only Oxidol has green bleaching crystals, color-safe bleach that washes and bleaches out even tough ground-in dirt. Gets things white like no plain detergent can. Name the stain. Name the dirt. Name your toughest laundry problems. Oxidol.
Washes whiter, bleaches whiter.
The new Oxidol. Just out. Try it.
No, dear, not again today. Item 1, my waistline can't stand a gooey dessert 2 days in a row. And item 2, I don't have an hour for lunch today. Well, some books came in. They have to be cataloged, put on the shelf. Okay. See you at home. Oh, on your way, would you stop by McKinley's? Ned was bragging about some homegrown tomatoes. Fine. Yes, we will try for lunch one day next week. Right, dear. Bye-bye.
Hi, Joe.
Hi, dear.
Eunice?
Wanted to pick me up for lunch. Again.
So I gathered. You seem to have everything under control. Why not take an hour for lunch?
I will admit I fudged a little on that. But then so did Eunice.
How do you mean?
Well, I have a faint suspicion there's an ulterior motive. She likes to pick me up here because she might run into Sam Reynolds.
Well, now, that's very interesting.
Yes, she thinks he's attractive, and that's fine. There is, however, another ulterior motive, which I find to my annoyance is me.
Well, that's even more interesting. Although I can't say that I follow it.
She's been talking to Stu. And you know Mr. Bergman, he can be pretty eloquent on the subject of his partner. You know, lately even Marge has become a Sam fan.
Yes, I know. It's becoming quite a club, with some notable exceptions. Glad to hear that Eunice has joined, though.
And like everything my sister does, she becomes an active member. At the moment, the project is to arrange a bridge game at our house. Would include you, Sam, Eunice, and me. Neat and tidy and very transparent.
How do you mean transparent?
Presumably, I would be initiated willy-nilly into the Sam Reynolds fan club.
And presumably you vetoed the idea.
Flatly.
Too bad. Could have been fun. Sam would have enjoyed it.
Now, were you looking for something when you came in this morning?
Not officially. I was just browsing around.
Be my guest.
There is something I'd like to say, though.
Officially? Or as a loyal, devoted friend of Sam's?
Like that, yes. Someday you will look back on this phase you're going through with regret. Regret that it ever occurred and relief that it's all over.
You sound very positive of that.
I am positive of that. Joe, why do you persist in this stubborn and useless denial of Sam's existence? He's a man of great warmth. A man who liked Arthur. And whom Arthur himself considered a friend. Why do you refuse to admit that? Or even attempt to do anything about your doubts about that? This is today, Joe. The Earth has turned 100 times since Arthur died. There's a whole world waiting outside this library, outside your house. Join it, Joe. Well, not necessarily the Sam Reynolds Club, but the human race. People live by people. And Sam is a person. He exists in this world, in this town. He's a friend of friends of yours. Friends who are every bit as loyal to Arthur as you are.
Make him sound like the wave of the future. But not mine.
Search for Tomorrow is brought to you by new Mr. Clean, the all-purpose cleaner that hates dirt, all kinds of dirt. Search for Tomorrow, brought to you by Jif, the peanut butter that packs a mountain of peanuts into every jar. Jif for a mountain of rich, alive, luscious peanut taste.
I'll bet you're glad to get your family settled, Kitty.
Believe it or not, Marge, we finally are.
I'm off, Mom.
Okay, have a good time.
Where you going?
I'll be next door at Sally's, Daddy. We're trying out a new dance called the Goat.
Okay, but don't break a leg.
Oh, I won't. See you around, Mickey Mantle. Hope not.
Hey, Corky, take it easy. That's your sister.
Yeah, but she's always bugging me.
How's the glove?
Right, Dad.
Good. Kitty, we'll see you after the game.
Excuse me, Marge. Okay, Bill. I hope you win this one, Corky.
Gotta win one sometime.
I got a feeling this is the game.
We're gonna cream them good this time.
Let's go.
Excuse me, Marge. I had to send the ball players off. Oh, I can't tell you how good it is to be back in Henderson.
Well, it's good to have the Allen family back. You're just the same as ever.
Oh, it's nice of you to say that, Marge, but being active with 2 kids and pregnant with the 3rd.
Oh, Stu told me. I think it's just marvelous.
Oh, I don't know, Marge. You know, it's been over 7 years since Corky, and as Bill says, that's a long time between innings. Uh-oh, I've got to move some things around in the oven. Thanks for calling, Marge.
Sure, Kitty. Talk to you soon.
Hi, honey.
Hi, darling. Well, I thought you were the man who never took his work home with him.
Normally I don't, honey, but we've changed our inventory date.
To when?
Next weekend.
You mean next weekend, you and Bill Allen and your assorted minions are going to sit down and count all the spare nuts and bolts at West Side Auto?
Well, you draw a very crude diagram, honey, but that's the general idea, yeah. Everybody does it once a year. We've got to know where we stand.
I'll tell you where we stand right now. In very poor graces with your daughter.
What do you mean?
Oh, Stu, have you forgotten that we promised to take Junior and fly out there to see her and the grandchildren next weekend?
I got you this time, honey. I wrote to Janet today, and I explained about the inventory, and I told her we'd see her some weekend in September.
You actually sat down and wrote your daughter a letter?
Well, sort of, honey. I mean, I dictated it.
And Eunice typed it up, and then I signed it.
Eunice certainly sounds like the answer to a tired executive.
Oh, she's great, honey. Just great. You know, she typed up this whole inventory list I'm working on in 2 days, nonstop. Now, she works very hard. And she doesn't give up too easily, either.
Give up? What does that have to do with anything?
Oh, I was just thinking of Sam Reynolds.
Oh, did she finally get that bridge party all settled?
No, but she's still trying.
I don't see anything left to try.
Well, you give up too easily, honey, because you're married to a very wonderful guy instead of being recently divorced. Oh, I get the feeling from Eunice that she's really trying to patch things up between Joe and Sam, honey. I mean, rather than think about herself. I know she likes Sam a lot, but she's not worried about him. Now, what she's worried about is Joe getting back into the swing of things. Anything else at this point is beside the point.
I always wonder where she goes when she gets that funny little faraway look on her face. It happens every time I give her a Jif peanut butter sandwich.
It could be she's gone to a mountain of peanuts. A place only Jif can take her to. Because new tastier Jif is a mountain of peanuts stuffed in a little jar.
Jif is a mountain of peanuts stuffed in a little jar. Jif has better peanut taste than any other peanut butter.
New Jif is a mountain of peanuts for a mountain of peanut taste. Bigger taste. Richer taste. Great peanut taste that only all those big fat peanuts can give a peanut butter. So get new Jif for a mountain of peanut taste.
Jif is a mountain of peanuts stuffed in a little jar. Jif is a mountain of peanuts stuffed in a little jar. Jif.
Send your child to Jif's mountain of peanuts. All her friends will be there.
So when the new wing is completed, we can tear down this wall in the basement laboratory and expand it to twice its size.
What does the architect think about it?
Well, he likes the idea. That's why he brought this preliminary sketch over to my house. That's why I asked you to come over there. Then you suddenly turned into this homebody.
I wish that's all it was, Sam.
I'm sorry, I was just joking. I'm glad to come over here. What's the matter? Emily?
I like to stick around the house as much as possible. And don't ask me why, because I don't know why. No, I can be more honest than that. Every time I go out in the evening lately, Emily goes too. I always let her know where I'm going, but I haven't the faintest idea where she goes. So I try to stay home.
Oh, I can understand that. Where's she now?
In the den reading.
Got an idea. Emily?
Yes, Mr. Reynolds?
Remember I promised you that we'd teach you how to play chess? Tonight might be the night.
I'm sorry. I should have come in to say hello to you, but I was reading and... So hello.
Now, our business discussion, such as it was, is over and the night's still a pup.
The night is a dog.
What?
Nothing. Just a little joke. I don't blame you for being confused, Mr. Reynolds. My jokes are quite unrecognizable these days. Do you suppose we could possibly put my chess lesson off for another night? I don't think I could concentrate.
Oh, sure, that's all right. Your dad said that you were reading
And let's do something to amuse poor Emily. Poor Daddy. You worry too much.
Now, wait a minute. Leave me out of this. This was Sam's idea.
Well, I finished reading my book, Mr. Reynolds, and I think I'd like to take a walk. No, actually, I'll take a walk whether I'd like to or not. Too early for bed and too dumb for chess. That's my situation.
Emily.
Daddy, don't wait up for me. I've got nowhere to go but out. And nothing to do but nothing. So don't worry. Thank you, Mr. Reynolds. Good night.
Good night, Emily.
So don't worry.
Good news for a change. At least for my lawyer in Puerto Rico.
Personally, I hate the whole idea.
What?
Oh, Rex insisted on paying all the legal fees for our divorce.
Well, why shouldn't he? Seems to me that's the least he could do.
Well, I guess that's true. Except I like paying my own way through life. I always have.
Darling, the divorce was Rex's way, not yours.
Well, that's true, too. More to the point is that I couldn't really afford to make any great show of indignant financial independence now, anyway. So, now that all the legal fees are paid, that officially closes the book on Rex and me. Guess it's time I started writing a new book, isn't it? And the first chapter isn't very glamorous. Paying guests at my sister's home and working for Stu Bergman. Oh, if that smacks of self-pity, I'll remind you that I'm the world's luckiest divorcee, and I know it.
Besides, friend, you're not the only person who's lost her man. Oh, Mom, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that. I was just thinking about Len.
Well, of course you were, darling. I know that. You're right. It's true. Here we are. 3 single ladies. Anyone for tea?
Oh, no, thank you. Which reminds me of chapter 2 of my book, The Man Gap. That's something we're going to do something about, starting off right with where you made me leave off.
Where was that?
Well, your constant refusal to my repeated suggestions that we have Sam Reynolds and Bob Rogers over here for a pleasant evening of bridge and small talk.
That's not a bad idea. They're 2 of the nicest men around.
Hey, keep that up, Patty. I find it a fascinating subject.
Now, wait just a minute. I think Patty's a fine one to talk since she has personal reasons for not wanting to go out with Nick Hunter. She should understand that I just don't feel like spending an evening with Sam.
Which is also the point. You won't have to spend an evening with him. You can have Bob Rogers. He's supposed to be a marvelous bridge player. Anyway, I'm not looking for competence. I'll settle for 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 other attractive qualities that I find in Sam. Oh, but more to the point, Joe, this feud that you're keeping alive with Sam is...
It's not a feud. I'm just not interested. Can't you understand that?
No.
I can't either, Mom. Look, Sam's turned himself inside out, trying to break through this cold wall you've set up between you. I mean, has he really done anything that you still feel is unforgivable or unendurable?
No. Well, has Nick ever offended you so much that you can't bear to spend the evening in the movies with him?
Mom, Nick happens to be in love with me. He has the mistaken idea that I'm the only girl in the world or some such nonsense. But that doesn't apply to Sam, does it? I mean, Eunice and I are not suggesting that you fall for Sam for Pete's sake, or that you even become deep buddies. All we're saying is that, well, we feel that it's high time that you make a civilized gesture in Sam's direction.
Bravo, Patty, dear. Oh, Joe, will you at least think about it? Please? Okay, all right.
For Tomorrow is brought to you by Today's Dash, now packed with extra cleaning strength to give you the cleanest looking washes possible. Dash.
Thanks for the... Sandy Andrews giving any kid a home permanent's a job at the human whirlwind.
Got a secret weapon.
Chloroform.
Little girl Lil. Brand new. Easiest kids home permanent around.
Yeah.
Watch. Sponge end papers make winding easy. Push button and foam make applying easy. Whoopee!
Prettiest human whirlwind I've ever seen.
Little girl Lilt is why. Easiest kids home permanent around.
tomorrow. Brought to you by today's Dash, now packed with extra cleaning strength to give you the cleanest looking washes possible. Dash.
Well, what's the meaning of this, young lady? You were supposed to be off shift 20 minutes ago.
I know, but I have some paperwork to finish up. Here's the monthly drug inventory for the 4th floor. Typed by hand, mistakes and all. Typing mistakes. The information is correct.
Oh, sit down. The pharmacy get its copy?
Oh, yes, doctor. I adhere to all hospital procedures.
Yes, except the one about going home when your shift is over. How is everybody at your house, Patty?
Oh, we're all afloat. We're not kicking up any great waves, but we're afloat. How about your house?
We're sort of sunk these days.
I'm sorry, Dr. Rogers. I wish there was something I could do to help Emily.
There is, and you do. You and Joe are her friends. She knows that. Nothing more anybody can do. Come in.
Well, your secretary said my favorite nurse was in here.
Hi, Sam.
How is my favorite nurse?
Oh, I'm holding up, holding on, treading water.
Oh, I was hoping you'd be doing better by now.
Well, I'm trying, Sam. I'll get there.
Sure you will. Wish I was confident about Len.
Well, I can't. I won't be concerned about that.
No, why should you be? But a father is a father, even my kind of father.
You're the only kind of father he'll let you be. That's not your fault.
Well, I'm not so sure. But even if it were, I have to keep trying. Anybody heard from Andrea?
No, but I doubt whether I'm her favorite correspondent.
No, I'm sure you're not. But then no news from Andrea is the best possible news. Bob, here's that folder on the proposed School of Nursing, the physical plant, the administrative setup. You read it, and then you and Foster and I'll have a talk.
All right, I'll read it tonight.
Good. I'm sorry to break up this heavy conference, but then you can order your favorite nurse to come see you. I wish I could. Tell your mother hello for me, Patty, will you?
I will, Sam.
On second thought, maybe you'd better not. Maybe I'm like the rest of my family. No news is good news.
He's still terribly sensitive about the way Mom feels about him, isn't he?
And confused and discouraged.
So am I, Dr. Rogers, but I have an ally now. And between Eunice and me, maybe we can manage to eventually, what's the popular expression these days? Get them to the conference table.
Hi, pretty girl.
Oh, hi, Nick.
What are you still doing here, Emily?
Well, it's either here or home. No sense hurrying from one place to the other.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I'm off. I don't have to go down to the fish lab till later. You got a car?
No, I left it for Daddy.
Great. I'll walk you halfway home.
No, thanks, Nick. None of the way is better than halfway. I found that out. And besides, I may not go straight home. Sometimes I wander.
Like the day you denied being in the park with a guy?
Yes, like that day.
Aha, the plot thickens. Then there really was a guy.
Well, I have to admit it, Nick. He's 10 feet tall, has shoulders like Paul Bunyan, is brilliant and terribly, terribly attractive.
Oh, he sounds fascinating. Does he work here at the hospital?
No, he's on leave. From either the State Department or the World Bank. I forgot which.
Whew. Sounds like Batman in plain clothes. Who is he, anyway?
My lover.
Oh, well, of course, I could tell from the description. All right, Emily. If you still claim there wasn't a guy in the park, then there wasn't a guy in the park. Besides, it's none of my business.
Right. Patty Tate is your business. And how is business?
Scarce.
Well, I'm sorry, Nick. You deserve the best. You really do. What are you doing here? I thought you left town.
Oh, no, Emmy. You think a little old lover's quarrel is going to split us up again? We split up once, but it didn't take, remember?
Cal, that little old lover's quarrel was it. We are quits, we are done, we are through, we are nothing. I told you that.
I didn't hear you. I was listening with my third ear.
What?
Famous psychiatrist, a guy named Theodore Reich. He says we have to listen with our third ear. It's in the stomach, maybe the heart. And it hears the truth, while the other ears just listen to the words. Oh, you said some strong words, Emmy, but I heard the truth. You were really saying lonely, lonely, over and over again. And I couldn't leave you like that. What do you think I am? Except a guy who's crazy in love with you from head to foot. Your head to foot. And mine.
Cal, get this. Once and for all, with all three ears from head to toe. I don't ever want to be seen with or see you again, ever, as long as I live. Now, you go back. Go back to California, go back home, go back to your wife, go back to the way it was before we ever met, because that is exactly the way it is. Just like the day before we met. I don't know you. I've never seen you before. You don't exist. Now, do you understand that?
No, Emmy, that's a foreign language. I don't savvy.
Well, then I will translate. If you aren't out of town within 24 hours, I will call the police. And if they can't do anything, Cal, I can. If I ever see you again, I'll kill you. Somehow, Cal. Somehow.
All right, Emmy. Here's the evening paper. I guess that's all I can give you.
Looks tremendous, kids. You'll be a sensational sister act.
Hey, get me out of there.
What's wrong?
Oh, I'm roasting alive. I can't resist any party.
Confidentially, Katie, I think we're both a little nervous in this costume. Afraid we'll offend.
Oh, I've got something new for you two. New Secret Super Spray deodorant for the whole family.
I didn't know Secret made a spray.
Just out. See? New. The latest thing to let you feel cool and calm.
And it really takes care of perspiration odor?
Even in that costume, it'll protect so well, you'll feel cool and calm.
Katie, we'll sure give it a try.
First prize. We got a new secret.
New. Secret Super Spray. New spray deodorant. Helps your whole family feel cool, calm, protected.
Hi. Well, hi, Girl Wonder. What's new?
That's new, that I'm a girl wonder. What's new with you?
Well, I'm making a mess of the kitchen. Only there's nothing new to that. I'm not a very disciplined cook.
What are you brewing up anyway?
Oh, a little number called Coquille Saint-Jacques. Ever had it?
No.
Oh, well, I promise you you'll flip. It's filled with crab meat and assorted other goodies, put in a tender, flaky pastry shell, which I hasten to add I bought. Didn't bake.
You sound like a lady with a mission.
Patty, we both have a mission. Your mother, my sister.
Oh? You mean about changing Mom's attitude towards Sam Reynolds?
That's been bothering me all day. Do you realize that we were on the point of badgering her last night? I mean, trying to make her change her state of mind by sheer force of argument. I really don't think we have the right to do that, do you?
Not if it's going to make her unhappy, no.
Well, that's just the point. After all, this is her house. She has every right to be in it with people who love her and accept her for what she is and as she is. Instead of pushing and pulling and hauling and trying to make her live her life the way we think is best. What makes her so sure it is best anyway?
Oh, Eunice, we're right about Sam. I mean, she just can't keep withdrawing and retreating from people. But I guess I have to agree that, I have to agree that we shouldn't force her to change her attitude towards Sam Reynolds, not just to please us.
Well, I agree. So let's just mark time and wait and see what happens, okay? Where's Joe? Didn't you two drive home together?
Mm-hmm. But she wanted to look at the flower bed just to see if it needed some watering. She'll be in a minute. Can I help you with anything? Or your friend, St. Jacques?
No, I think I have everything under control.
Something smells good.
It's a secret and a surprise. And what have you got there?
Oh, I guess it's my contribution of the evening. A little centerpiece for the table.
They're beautiful. Well, Eunice, don't you think it's time that we should tell Mom what we've decided?
You mean about Sam Reynolds?
Oh, now, just a minute. Both of you, cease fire.
Exactly. That's exactly what we're going to do. From now on, if anything is said about Sam Reynolds in this house, you are going to have to mention him.
Well, in that case, if you don't mind, I'd like to bring the subject up for a moment.
Oh, Patty, do you hear what I hear?
Now, you haven't heard anything yet, and when you do, it's not a big thing. I've just been thinking. Right in the middle of the daisy patch, I realized something.
About Sam Reynolds?
Well, no, frankly, I guess it's more about you. Either you've been deliberately quiet about it, or we all just let the days slip by. But Friday is your birthday. You're going to have a party. And you're going to have here everybody and anybody that you like. Since I know you're very fond of Sam, all you have to do is say the word, and I'd be delighted to call him up and invite him.
Oh, Mom.
Fair enough?
Oh, thank you.
I think I'd better put those flowers in some water, don't you?
Kitty, what time are we supposed to pick up Stu and Marge?
About an hour. Oh, Corky.
Yes, Mom?
Will you please take Bertha outside? Oh, if it isn't in the sink, it's in the tub.
If it isn't in the tub, it's crawling down the hall. What kind of soap is that?
It's Camay. What's wrong with it?
Nothing. It just smells different.
Oh, it is different. Marge says it's wonderful, and she's right.
Soap is soap.
Maybe to you men, but not to women. Camay is more than soap. It has cold cream in it.
Is that why you bought it?
I bought it for you. Washing with Camay helps keep my skin soft. Haven't you noticed?
How can I tell under all that lather?
Oh, all right. Just a minute. There. How's that?
That is worth looking at.
Oh, Bill. Come on, we'll be late.
Search for Tomorrow is brought to you by Camay, the cold cream beauty soap. For skin so soft, people will notice. Camay Skin. Search for Tomorrow. Brought to you by today's Dash, now packed with extra cleaning strength to give you the cleanest looking washes possible. Dash.
West Side Auto, Mr. Bergman's wire.
Eunice, hi, it's me. Is Stu there yet?
Oh, hi, Joe. Oh, well, he's in, but he's out. He just stepped out of the office for a minute. Could I give him a message or have him call you back or something?
Oh, it's not really important. Actually, I wanted to talk to Marge, but her phone doesn't answer. About Patty's birthday party on Friday. Have to make sure the Bergmans can come.
Oh, well, I'll give him the message, and I'm sure he'll want to call you right back. Oh, Joe, what about Sam? I mean, have you invited him yet?
No, not yet. I want to talk to the Bergmans first. They might be busy, and then we'd put the party off a day.
Oh, well, I agree. No Bergmans, no party. Oh, hold on just a second. Stu's here. Stu, it's for you. Joe.
Oh. Morning, Joe.
Morning. If you're busy, I'll call you back.
Oh, no. I just had to step out to the shop for a minute. What can I do for you?
Well, Friday's a pretty big, important day in the Tate house. Patty's going to have a birthday, and we want you to come and help us celebrate. How does your social calendar look?
Well, I tell you, Joe, we keep our social calendar at home, of course, under lock and key. However, if that night isn't empty, we'll sure empty it for Patty, so we'll be there.
Fine. Friday about 7 o'clock.
Yeah, I can't wait. Oh, incidentally, Joe, I bought me one of those Madras jackets, you know, that Indian cloth that's guaranteed not to shrink or bleed or something. And Marge won't let me wear it because the pattern is too big and bold. However, come Friday night, I'll be the guy in the Oriental horse blanket.
Wonderful. And don't forget to tell Marge. See you then. Thanks, dear. Bye-bye.
You know, it's good to hear Joe's social voice again. It's been a long time.
Mm-hmm. She's finally turning out instead of in. You know, Patti and I are very encouraged. This whole party was her idea, and she dreamed it up last night.
Mm-hmm. Eunice, how big a party will it be?
Oh, just Patti's friends, I guess. Why?
Well, Patti considers Sam Reynolds her friend. I wonder how Joe will handle that.
Well, last night she very cheerfully told us that he was going to be included. Because when I just talked to her now on the phone, she said she hadn't invited him yet, but... Well, she wanted to be sure that the party was going to be officially on, and since you and Marge make it official, I imagine, presume, guess, hope that she'll ask him.
That's great. You know, Eunice, you've done a wonderful job with Joe since you've been back.
Oh, in reference to Sam, you mean?
Mm-hmm. You just kept plugging on. As a matter of fact, I hereby nominate you architect of their reconciliation, if it ever comes on.
Well, whether it does or not, I'm afraid my motives have not been entirely philanthropic.
Well, no, of course not. You're her sister.
Well, even that is secondary. First of all, I'm a female. Sam Reynolds is a very attractive male. And I imagine, presume, guess, hope, if Joe sees a lot of Sam, then I'll see a lot of him, too. Or is it too early in the morning for such daring daydreams?
Nice going, Emily. That's the way to start the day.
Can I help?
Oh, no thanks, Mrs. Tate. I'm loading some extra gardening books for Mrs. Morrison, and I seem to be all green thumbs.
Maybe you should settle for just 2. Do you like to work with flowers?
Yes, but I'm not very good at it. One look from me sets the houseplants back 3 weeks. Daddy likes them, though, so I try to keep them going. You think I could do at least that much for him, wouldn't you? Keep his houseplants alive and kicking.
Emily, you do so much for him just by being here. He was pretty lonely for you when you were away at college.
Yeah. And now that the prodigal dropout has returned, he's anything but lonely and nothing but worried.
Honey, why do you do this to yourself?
What?
You go out of your way to downgrade yourself.
What you really mean is, if I can't be proud of myself, I should at least be proud of being Daddy's daughter.
You're a lovely, charming, bright girl. Only you're unhappy. So the thing to change is being unhappy.
Can you change being unhappy without changing just about everything you are? Excuse me.
Oh, good morning.
Hi, Joe. My secretary told me, and we accept.
Wonderful. Patty will be delighted.
Good.
We accept what, Daddy?
Oh, Friday's Patty's birthday. Joe's giving a party. She invited us, and I accepted.
Oh. Well, I don't think I can go.
Well, I didn't know you'd made any plans for Friday. Have you got a date?
No, I just don't think I can make it. Look, I'm sorry if you think I'm letting you down or anything, but thanks for holding the door for me.
Why would she say that?
Maybe she does have a plan.
Well, she didn't at breakfast this morning. She read something about the county horse show over at Somerville and suggested we go Friday evening.
Maybe that's what she meant.
That isn't the way she said it. Oh, who knows what Everly means lately. It's not that she won't communicate, Joe. It's just that she can't somehow. Something's bothering her.
Maybe it's Nick.
No, I don't think it's Nick altogether. At least not directly.
He will be at the party. I'm giving it. I'm inviting the people. But in a way, I don't blame her for not wanting to go through that.
No, I don't think that's exactly what it is either. It isn't not wanting to go through something that's bothering Emily. It's something she's already going through. I wish I knew what it was.
once and for all with all 3 ears from head to toe. I don't ever want to be seen with or see you again, ever, as long as I live. Now you go back. Go back to California, go back home, go back to your wife, go back to the way it was before we ever met, because that is exactly the way it is. Just like the day before we met. I don't know you. I've never seen you before. You don't exist. Now, do you understand that?
So Stu told me to rent myself a babysitter and go down to Meade's and buy Patti a present. Oh, but there is one problem, Joe.
A small one. Make it little.
Stu's going to wear a Madras jacket that he bought last summer and couldn't return. Try to ignore it, if you can.
Okay, I'll ignore the jacket, but not the man. He's my favorite in the whole world.
Oh, mine too. Except when he goes to these year-end sales and scoops up bargains, which I don't see until the damage is done, which is usually considerable. Poor Stu, it's his only chance to be creative and original.
Well, for heaven's sakes, don't tell him that. He'll pout for 6 months, and you'll have to cope with it. Which reminds me, I should hang up. I have a little coping to do myself.
Well, I hear there's one thing you're coping with very well.
What's that, dear?
Stu said that Eunice said that you had decided to invite Sam to the party. Have you taken the fatal step?
Well, I don't know what you mean by fatal step. I haven't been able to reach him yet. Honey, I really do have to go. I'll see you Friday, about 7. Bye. Fatal step, indeed.
Busy?
Oh, sorry, Sam. Didn't hear you. Come in. Sit down.
Thank you. My secretary said you tried to reach me. I phoned you back just now, but your line was busy. Anything I can do for you?
Well, not for me specifically. I wanted to tell you that Friday is Patty's birthday.
Wonderful. How old will she be?
22. That's
22. What a lovely 22. I'm sorry, you started to say...
Oh, no, that's all right. I just want to tell you we're giving a party for her.
Sounds like it should be fun.
We'd like you to come.
You keep saying we. Who do you mean by we, Joanne?
All of us. Patti, Eunice, and I. Why?
But not you, specifically.
Well, it's Patty's birthday party. She is very fond of you. She'd be terribly disappointed if you couldn't come.
Don't worry about that. Wild horses couldn't keep me away. Now that we've invited me. Friday?
Yes, dinner about 7.
I'll be there. And thank you very much for asking me. And, thank Eunice and Patti for me, will you?
I'll remember to do that.
For Tomorrow is brought to you by Camay, the cold cream beauty soap. For skin so soft, people will notice. Camay Skin. Search for Tomorrow. Brought to you by Today's Dash, now packed with extra cleaning strength to give you the cleanest looking wash as possible. Dash.
Pretty day. You don't think it's a pretty day?
I'm sorry, I nodded.
A day like this deserves more than a nod.
Okay, Daddy. It's a glorious day. I'm glad to be alive on such a day.
What wouldn't I give if that were true?
Me too.
You know, Emily, you and I have done better than we're doing lately.
What's that mean?
Well, there were some troublesome times. You were challenging me or rebelling against this square town or square father. But at least you had some animation and vitality. You were charged up about life, even if it was a negative charge. But now you...
Now what? Do you miss the arguments? Is that the complaint?
In a way, yes. You're so far withdrawn, only the tip of your nose is showing. You're moody and quiet and dangerously compliant. I confess I like the shouts and the tears and the slamming doors better than I like the stage you're in now.
I don't know what you're trying to say.
Okay, then, I'll try to tell you. For the past week or 10 days, you've been sad and thoughtful, almost as if... Oh, I don't know exactly how to say it, but almost as if you were ashamed of something. What, Emily? What's digging you? No one man is worth all that.
Man? What man?
Well, you've had bad luck with Nick Hunter, but you haven't done anything wrong. It's not your fault, or his either, I guess, if he's always been in love with Patti. But there are other men, fine, decent men. Someday you'll find one, and when you do...
Daddy. Look, thanks for building me up. I appreciate it. But when you stop talking, I collapse. All the air goes out of me. Now, don't worry about me. I'll get over Nick. Just like Patty's going to get over Lynn, if either of us ever does. Hey, on such a glorious day, let's talk about something more cheerful.
All right. Hey, if you really don't want to go to Patty's party, why don't both of us skip it? We'll take off for our shack up in the hills this weekend. I'll give you some more fly fishing lessons. We'll just forget the whole business.
That's wonderful. You do that. And take Sam Reynolds with you, too. He'll probably love it. You can eat cold baked beans out of a can.
Well, you used to love cold baked beans out of a can.
And maybe I will again someday. But right now, that's just not for me.
What is, Emily?
When I find out, I'll let you know.
You sure you won't reconsider about Patty's party?
Never considered it in the first place, Daddy. How can I reconsider?
Is it because Nick's going to be there? That's the trouble.
Daddy, please, stop saying Nick, Nick to me as if he were my only problem. He isn't.
Well, that's encouraging. Or is it?
It is and it isn't. Now, there's a real straight-from-the-shoulders answer for you. But then that's me. That's Emily, the human pendulum. Swing, swang, swung. Maybe I need rewound.
There you go, back into that little private desert where you're living. I can't follow you, Emily. I don't know my way out there.
Neither do I, Daddy. Neither do I.
Is Miss Tate here?
Yes, she's inside.
Thank you. Patty.
Oh, hi, Sam. Is this an official visit?
No, I just came by to thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. But for what?
Samuel Reynolds will take great pleasure in attending your birthday party Friday next, where at Henderson and the entire countryside will celebrate your attainment of the impressive age of 22.
Well, I didn't know you could talk in Gothic script.
When the occasion demands it. Saves writing a note.
Well, it's strictly Mom's party, but I'm very pleased that she invited you.
That wasn't my impression. I thought all three of you were giving the party. Didn't you think of asking me?
Well, I certainly would have if Eunice hadn't beaten me to it.
Oh. Well, it was very nice of her. And reassuring that I'm still on your list. Maybe one of these days I'll make my way to your mother's list.
I think you're getting there, Sam. The walls are beginning to crack. Maybe one of these days they'll crumble.
Oh, that's the day that I give a party. Patty, one cautious, hesitant question. Has my son been invited?
No, Sam.
22 is indeed the age of wisdom. I'm looking forward to tomorrow night. See you then.
Bye-bye.
Hi, Mr. Reynolds.
Dr. Hunter.
And a good morning to you, too.
Hi, Nick. Well, is there any way to run a hospital?
Well, I tend to sprawl when I'm consumed with an idea.
Oh, okay, let's have it.
All right. Follow closely. Tomorrow night after the dust settles at your party, after the captains and the kings depart, let's have an additional party, just for us.
And what will just us do, say, after about midnight?
Anything you want. I want to celebrate you. We could take some crumbs from your birthday cake and go down and feed the ducks on the pond.
The ducks will be asleep, nature lover.
We won't. I won't. Not with you, Patty. You're the most wide-awake thing that's come into my life.
Well, I think one birthday per girl per night is enough, Nick.
Then consider it a late date.
I'm afraid you'll not only find me too late, but too little. I'm sorry I feel that way about the possibility of us, but I do, Nick.
Okay, Patty. It was a nice try, though, wasn't it?
Enough to turn a girl's head. But I'm not the girl. So why not try Emily? She's a darling, unhappy girl. You've already turned her head. Why not keep up the good work?
Because, like you, I have to listen to my own drum. Emily understands, Patty.
Nick? Hi, Emily. Hey, friend. I've been hearing some ugly rumors about you.
When prize-winning cook Mrs. Forrest Smith of Coolidge, Kansas, prepares fried chicken, she always uses Crisco. Why Crisco?
Foods never taste greasy when you fry right with Crisco.
Crisco's different from other shortenings and heavy-tasting oils. It's all vegetable shortening with special protection against greasy taste. Mrs. Smith always uses Crisco for digestible fried foods that don't taste greasy. Best cooks use Crisco. You should, too.
Wouldn't use anything else.
Where are you going?
Me go to powwow.
Take this gleam and brush some teeth first.
Now, Mom.
Now, me on warpath against cavities. See, dear, brushing right helps get rid of the food and germs that can cause cavities.
Okay, Mom?
Okay. Keep it up, and I bet you'll get less cavities.
Mothers who care know one sure way to help fight cavities is to brush right and use Gleam.
Ugly rumors. What did I do now?
What's this about you turning down my invitation to a birthday party?
Patty, I'm sorry. I just can't make it. I'm going to be busy tomorrow night, but I want to wish you a very happy birthday anyway.
That's the fast, Emily. Don't we even say hello anymore?
You were talking to Patty. I didn't want to disturb you.
We were talking about you. She's a little hurt she won't be there.
Well, keep working on her, Nick. She'll get over it.
I was thinking of me. Or is that being selfish?
Of you? Oh, come on, Doctor. Come on, please. No puffery.
No puffery. Would you change your mind if I asked you to come with me?
No, I wouldn't.
Well, I'm asking you anyway.
Why? Because you don't want to see Patty disappointed?
Because I think we'd have a good time together.
Oh, I see love and laughter from beginning to end. Don't do me any favors, Nick.
I'm trying to do myself a favor. I can use one.
You mean that I'm still good for a laugh?
No, I don't mean that at all. You're no laughing matter to me.
Meaning that I am a drag, a responsibility. Well, forget it, Nick.
Emily. Be a friend.
That isn't what you want, dear Nick. That isn't what either of us wants.
We both seem to be living on the other side of the coin these days. But until we can get to the other side, the bright side, the one we want, can't we stick together and do things like going to a birthday party together? I'd love it. Or is that too much of a strain on you?
Nick, I'll tell you what. You find me a nice, neutral birthday party, a friend of a friend, that kind, and I'll go in a shot. But, Patty Tate's birthday party? Yes. Yes, that's too much of a strain on me. On us both.
Emily, if for any reason you decide to change your mind, or you're even tempted to, will you give me a call?
Why?
Because you're not neutral with me.